Hi everyone, welcome to Self Love Live at 5 every Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And hi to anyone who's watching the replay. What's the topic today? I've been reflecting, and this was inspired when I was on my spin bike. If you guys are not aware of my morning routine, what I do is I wake up, do the morning stuff and make a smoothie. I'll stretch and then get on my spin bike. And that has been my morning self-love practice every single morning. Of course, it's not perfect. However, if it's not in the morning, I make it a commitment to do that at some point for the rest of my day. So what is the thought that came up? You see in the title, I put about how more is less and less is more. We hear all the time. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to elaborate and get real personal, give personal examples of how more is less and less is more. Okay. So when it comes to life in general, we are born into this world, and I know that we have different experiences. I'll just speak about myself personally, what I experienced. I had very loving parents, great memories as in my childhood, and then things got rocky with my parents when I started rebelling in middle school. Crazy times. Anywho, I was already like people pleasing. I was already looking for validation through other people, through other kids. I wanted the attention. I wanted to feel important. I wanted to feel worthy, included, accepted. So this is when, throughout my upbringing in elementary school and all the way until past adult age and all of that, it was all about saying yes to anything that would make me feel important, that would include me to be with the popular people, to be seen and to be seen, loved, liked. Y'all know how that is. So I, made that happen. I felt like I was invited to everything. I was going to the clubs, to the parties, to the events, anything that was going on during the week, I said yes to. And yes, like connections grew, social media, following each other, and just feeling very like, oh my God, I'm so seen, I'm so popular, like people like me. And that's why it's almost like the more people that I met, the more events and parties and birthdays and clubbing nights that I was invited to all the time. So as my life felt very abundant friend-wise, and connections, events, parties, funds, trips, all of that. Looking back, what was less about that? Well, I'll tell you this. Even though I had a lot of friends, a lot of events to go to, what was less was my self-worth. What was less was spending time with me. What was less was spending less or no time with my family, which is the things are actually truly more important, that are way more fulfilling for me. And so even though my life felt so busy and like living the high life, I had so much of those memories, what was shrinking and what was less was fulfillment, like true fulfillment. And what was really missing was my self-love the whole entire time. So less time with self-love, or basically none, and less time with my family, which caused even more of a stressful time in my life. Even though I always had a boyfriend, I had the love, I was experiencing less and less and less and less true happiness. So even though you feel popular out there, even though you feel important out there, that's showing you where you're spending your time. So I want to ask you, if you think about from the moment you wake up and you go to bed, how much time are you showing up to something to be liked, to feel loved, to feel valued, to feel worthy, to feel included, to feel important to other people, right? And then when you take a look at what's truly important, what will really truly give you peace and fulfillment in your life, how much time are you investing to cater your time towards that. So more, how would I say it? More instant gratification and validation that you seek from others, the less that you will actually feel good about yourself. Okay, now on to my life today. Since the self-love journey that I began in 2016, how has my life become less of what, and which gave me more of what? So what has been less is everything that was more in my life. Less friends. And I have realized what true friendship means to me. And I don't have like a gazillion friends. I have like really truly like a friend that is like really involved in my life is like 2 people that I can think of right now. Okay. So less friends, less or damn near no parties, less saying yes to social events, and less looking for validation from other people. And what has been more time with myself has been more time to work on myself, on my self-love, more time in the morning, more time in the evening to practice my self-love, like the morning. That's why this talk is even here, because I'm inspired about the time that I have to myself in the morning. And, you know, of course, this is something that gradually I started adjusting to, because the goal is always less seeking validation out there and more time working on self-validation with myself, more time building myself up emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially. And so from that, I'm getting way much more out of life, because instead of going to other people for validation, to feel important, to feel included, I'm going to myself to feel validated, important, and included. It's because I'm including myself in my life. I'm not leaving myself to go be with other people. I am choosing to stay with myself. And if people are seeing that it's attractive, that it resonates with them, and they want to learn more and they want to be on the journey with me, great. And what's great about this too is that, like, even though I have less friends, I have more time to allocate to friendships that are blossoming and growing, that I see lasting for a lifetime. So even though I don't have that many people in my life, I'm able to have more because it's fulfilling. And as less time as I spent with my family, then I'm now able to do more, because it's less again with other people and more with those that I seek to have a fulfilling relationship long term, ultimately leading me to peace. Okay, so on this talk, would love for you to ask these questions of how much time on the daily am I dedicating to feel important through other people, to feel worthy through other people? How much time and money are you spending to be included, pleasing other people, so that you can feel seen, loved, important, and validated as a person? And how much time are you validating yourself? How much time are you working on your emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, financial self? How much time are you spending with people that you know that you would be so devastated if they were gone tomorrow? These questions, if you choose to keep it with you, you will begin to see what is absolutely a priority, what you need to start saying no to, no thanks to, maybe next time to. Right now is not a good time to I need to do that so I can say yes to journaling, saying yes to going on my morning walks or evening walks, saying yes to getting back to my art that brings me so much peace and groundedness in my life, saying yes to spending more time with your mom, your dad, your siblings, spending more time with that friend that you never have time to, and they mean so much to you, right? So those are the questions that I will leave with you today. And my cheerleading words to you, my encouraging words to you is, well, the first mantra that I love is that you are always doing the best that you can. right? Otherwise, we always beat ourselves up. And I had a conversation with someone recently and they're like, no, I'm not doing my best. And I'm like, no, you are. And I had to elaborate. Given everything that you have been through, all the pains that you have endured, and given the lack of tools that you were aware of or taught to or exposed to, given the lack of experience, you are doing the very best that you can to this very day, every single day, because otherwise you would have done it, right? So I want to kind of bring that in. So that's the first thing. You are given everything that you've been through and the lack of knowledge and exposure to the self-love journey. You are doing the best that you can. And the best thing that you can do is to always find a way to be kind to yourself. You know, this information can be very overwhelming because you might be asking or thinking, well, where do I even start? Well, one, how do you imagine yourself being more kinder to yourself? And once you kind of see what that would be, it's time to make a self-commitment or a self-promise. Because now you're going to be thinking about, okay, if this is something that I'm going to be honoring and I'm saying that I'm committed, then it's non-negotiable. That means, where in my day can I have 10 minutes to myself? What am I willing to let go of so that I can have that 10 minutes? So, if you need some guidance, this is what I do. I help you learn about what it looks like for you to implement self-love practices and tools in your everyday so that you can have less distractions, less of the chasing life, and more of the fulfilling life, leading you ultimately to be at peace with yourself. Okay? All the links to start on one-on-one coaching is up above. Depending on when you're watching this, just know that there are monthly community events for self-love, virtually and in person. Second Saturdays is a virtual meditation session, and second Sundays is a Sacramento meetup for self-love practice in the park. If you have any questions, if you're curious about any other offerings that I may have, just message me on here. And that is the episode for today. This is episode 15, I believe. If you ever want to catch me live and you have questions, like, think of this as your opportunity to have time with me so that you can get your questions answered live. You can get guidance live. So that would be, again, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every single Sunday for the Self-Love at 5 series. Okay? All right, everyone. Talk to you later. Sending you so much love. Bye.